At any rate, we find out a lot in this episode. We find out where the shot va, jat, Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd. And thank you, first of all, for all the nice wishes you gave to us for our anniversary. We had a wonderful one. We spent it on a cruise ship and went to Jamaica, where I got this t shirt. So it was a wonderful trip that was nice and warm and full of beaches and various nice things to do. So we had a good time. It was very restful, and I'm happy to be back here talking with you, especially about this episode of Star Trek Picard. It was perhaps my favorite of the entire series thus far because of the fact that we've gotten away from the brooding Picard, and now he is the confident Picard again. We had an opportunity to see Seven of Nine take over the Borg cube the way that Hugh wanted it done, and with she and Elnor were able to get the cube and take command of it, despite the fact that Rizzo was able to beam out. You might not have noticed that at the very last minute as the Borg drones were piled up on her. She beamed out, so she'll be back. We find out where the Jat Vash came from to begin with. We also find out a lot of Rios's backstory. He had said in an earlier episode that he didn't want to have another legendary captain blow his brains out. And now we know exactly what happened here. And it oddly goes to the same subject matter of this problem with the synths, and that Commander O was, in fact, we knew she was a spy, did not know that she was half Vulcan. That's how she was able to pass as Vulcan, half Romulan, and joined Starfleet many years ago in order to build herself up through the ranks to be trusted, and then finally head of security, where she's able to pull off all of this. The one thing that we find kind of interesting here is that the explosion of the Romulan star, the supernova, apparently wasn't done by natural means. And this is something they only touch on during this episode, but it leads us to believe that there may be something behind the nova of the Romulan star that might have been precipitated by other people. And that's another mystery still to be uncovered in the upcoming episodes. Picard has the best line, though. I wrote it down. We have it. Says, we gave in to fear. The future is left for us to write, and we have powerful tools, Rios. Openness, optimism, and the spirit of curiosity. All they have is secrecy and fear. And fear is the great destroyer, Rios. Very Picard, very Star Trek. The best line in the episode, in my opinion. We had some action. We had a lot of soul searching by Rios this time. We find out a lot more about himself and the nature of his holographic assistants, which we see for the first time all together in a room, which was a lightly comic moment. We see something about Agnes Jurati, who has finally been caught at what she's doing, that Picard finally believes it and plans to turn into the authorities. But then, of course, they got detoured by having to go to the synth's home planet, which is where we're going to find it next week. So a very satisfying episode here. We find out a lot about characters in this episode. And as Raffi almost relapses, the replicator reminds her that she gave the order that she couldn't countermand her own orders to have alcohol delivered to her, and she was able to resist after that. So she was actually trying to help out Rios. She was one of the better people in this episode, as was Picard, as was Seven of Nine. So I think that we had some very positive things happen in this episode, and it was and one of my favorite bits was near the end where Picard is deciding he's going to take the ship on himself. He sits down in the captain's chair, brings up the holographic controls, and then realizes he doesn't know how to fly the thing. I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, a brief one for you, and if you're interested in pictures of our vacation, we'll have those for you a little bit later. But for now, I hope that you are looking forward to the next episode of Picard, which isn't far away now. And if you are in a situation where you can't leave home, I hope that you'll watch the next of our videos, which is coming soon. Always remember, please subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the next one is coming your way. And once again, we're happy to be back. We're rested. We had a great time. And thank you for all your well wishes. And until next time, don't go far.